Hi there, I'm just going to give a short introduction to Bash, also called the Born Again shell. The Born Again shell was released in 1989 and replaced the Born shell. We will just simply call it Bash. It's the Bash shell, and Bash is both a shell language that we can use in the terminal, and it's a programming language, scripting language that we can use in files so that we can have several commands after each other that we can chain, and we can use the output from one command into the next and things like that. We've seen that in the labs, but I'm gonna show you a bit more in this assignment or in this video. So I'm in the my first Bash script assignment or exercise. And what you're going to do in that is that you're going to write, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different Bash scripts, where you create a file for each, and you'll store them in the me kmom02 script catalog folder. So we'll take a look at that. But first, we'll try to just run a simple Bash command in the terminal. So I'm gonna just use the ls command. I'm gonna use the L option, and so we'll have it as a list with a lot of information. And I'm just gonna do it on my own home EFO home folder. So I get the output from my home folder, and we can see that I have a lot of different directories, folders, and I have a couple of files. So I'm gonna create a script, a file. I'm gonna do it by using the command touch, and I'm just gonna create the file, script.bash. I would recommend that for all Bash scripts that you create it with Bash extension. So I do touch script.bash. I'll clear it so that we can see that we right now have the script.bash. We want to make this script executable, so we can execute it by running // instead of writing bash script.bash. We're gonna do it with the change or chmod command. We change we modify the rights that what we can do. We want it to be executable, so we do +x, and we do it for the script.bash file. We can see before we have the permissions that we can the owner can read and write. The group, as it's called, that my users in can read it, and everybody else can read it. But we want it to be executable for all, so chmod +x script bash, and then we'll list it again, and we see now that it's turned green, the file. It means that it's executable. It's not always that way, but what we can see here is that we have everyone can now execute it in the permissions tab here. So the way we can execute it now is that we can run script.bash, and we does not have anything in it, so that's not very good. I'll just use the nano text editor. It's very simple text editor, and I can just write things here. So I'll just put the command that we used before. So it was ls -l home EFO. And I'll control exit. We'll see that it says exit. And then I'll get an answer, a question. Do you want to save the file? Yeah. I press Y, and I want to write it to the file name script.bash. So now I've saved it. I can see the contents of the file by using the cat. And we see that's just ls -l home EFO. And by using the arrow up, I can go back to the execution of script.bash, and we'll see that when I execute it, we get the output from as we saw before. We can execute the script by using bash script from bash as well, in the same way that we saw before. I'll just clear it. I talked a little bit about using parts of the output as input for the next command. So let's open up the file again, nanoscript.bash. And if I want to use the output from the ls-l command as input for the next command, I'll do pipe vertical dash, and then I'll do, for instance, grep, which is used to pick out certain parts or certain patterns of the text, and I'll do, I want everything that starts or contains dbwebb. So I'll exit, I'll save the buffer, and then I'll execute the command. So now I only get the catalogs or files that contains dbwebb. So that's the way we can use piping to use the output of one command as the next command. And as you can see, you can automate a lot of stuff with bash scripting, and that's really one of the ways that we can use it. So we can run the scripts both in directly in the terminal. We can use, for instance, A as well. We show all the files, even the hidden files, and we'll use the home info catalog once more. So in the exact same way that we used it in the file, so we can use it here. Now that I have the -a flag, I get the hidden files as well. So we have a little bit more. We can use it both as a script in the bash files, .bash files, and we can use it directly in the command. What you can do with the .bash files is that you save the files and you can run them again and again. And that's one of the better parts of the bash programming language, and the possibility that you can store them in scripts. This was the end of the 3-part assignment 2 video files. We'll probably upload more video during the coming 2 weeks. If we see that you struggle with certain parts of the assignments, we will probably complement with parts that fits that. Otherwise, shout out in the Gitter chat or in Canvas as well. And I'll see you on Friday. I'll also upload a video where I walk from the reception up to the web labs, as we call them. It's in the H building, H430 and 429, so you can see where the web labs is. So I'll upload that, so you can find us on Friday morning. See you then. Bye.